and welcome to Catalan News. Catalan News is our daily TV news programme. We aim to explain the most important news happening here in Catalonia from an international perspective. 7 years after launching our English version website, we go one step further with this show that we hope you'll enjoy. Let's begin. It was, for months, one of the most well-kept secrets of Catalonia's independence plans. What would happen after an eventual yes vote in the October 1st referendum? This week, pro-independence lawmakers presented their plans, setting themselves in course for a full collision with the Spanish government. The law has a very complicated name, the law of transitional jurisprudence and the foundation of the Republic. But it has a single purpose, to provide a legal framework in case of a yes victory. That is, of course, if Spain does not stop the referendum in the first place, or if citizens decide to reject independence in the ballot boxes.
It was the main topic of conversation in the corridors of the Catalan Parliament today. Everyone was talking about it now that its content is public. Yet no one knows exactly when the transition law will be passed. The pro-independence parties have postponed its passage in the chamber. The reason for the delay seems clear. They are waiting for the best moment so as to avoid a likely Spanish ban before it can become law. Yet the opposition parties in Catalonia have not only criticised the bill, but also the decision to put it on hold, branding the manoeuvre as outrageous, irregular and abnormal. However, the pro-independence parties are hoping enough people will vote yes on October the 1st to make the contents of the bill reality. The bill gives shape to an eventual independent Catalonia. But what would it be like according to the text? It would be a republic. If the law were to be enforced, the Spanish monarchy would lose 32,000 square kilometres of its kingdom. Catalan and Spanish would be the official languages, along with the Aranese dialect of Occitan. Citizens would be able to keep Spanish nationality, as a Catalan state would accept dual nationality, although that would mean Catalonia seeking a treaty with Spain. The law will be passed in the Parliament this September, along with the referendum law, yet the exact date has not been disclosed. It would come into effect only if the referendum is held and if the yes vote wins. The Spanish government has repeatedly said that it will not allow a referendum, while opposition parties in Catalonia call the bill nonsense. The law would remain in effect until a Catalan constitution is written and approved. 6 months after the referendum, a constituent election would be held, and another 6 months would be required to write the Magna Carta. According to the bill, EU law and international law and treaties would remain effective.
A un referèndum que se celebrarà el diumenge, dia 1 d'octubre.
If the law were to come into force, the president of Catalonia would become the head of state. Carles Puigdemont is the current president. Catalonia would create a number of institutions, such as a Supreme Court. However, all current public servants would remain in their posts if they so wished, with the same conditions as now. The only change would be their employer, which would be the Catalan state.
Madrid says independence will never become a reality, and it will stop it by all means. The Spanish government has been challenging in court all the steps towards a referendum and could even suspend the Catalan government. But the conclusions of an investigative commission in Parliament point towards what seems to be a dirtier and secret strategy to derail independence, a smear campaign to frame yes leaders and undermine their campaign.
It has become well known as Operation Catalonia, a dirty war supposedly organized by the former Spanish government's Home Affairs Ministry to smear political opponents. A special Catalan parliamentary commission on the case presented its final conclusions today. It accuses the Spanish president, Mariano Rajoy, and his government, along with police officers and the judiciary, of conspiring against their rivals, such as Catalan pro-independence politicians.
Demanem responsabilitats i la dimissió per ètica, per decència, de Mariano Rajoy, de tots aquells responsables polítics que tenien coneixement del que s'estava tramant, conxorxant, des d'aquesta brigada político-policial.
The case emerged in June last year, when a Spanish newspaper published a series of taped conversations between high-ranking officials. These are the voices of the then Spanish Home Affairs Minister and the former director of Catalonia's anti-fraud office. They appear to be conspiring on how to make up political scandals to smear Catalan politicians, accusations that the Spanish government has repeatedly dismissed as false.
Pretender que en España, no en Corea del Norte, en España, pues, en fin, se investiga, se espía a dirigentes de otros partidos políticos, sinceramente, es que yo no No, de verdad que no lo entiendo.
The Catalan Parliament will very likely adopt the Commission's conclusions in a plenary session next week and could also take the case to court. The conclusions are backed by a majority of MPs, including the pro-independence parties and Catalunya Sí que es pot, a coalition that includes the Spanish left-wing Podemos party. Other opposition parties did not back them. Operation Catalonia was also investigated by a special commission of the Spanish Parliament. Over a 3-month span, suspects were interviewed by parliamentary members, and on some occasions, the tension became more than obvious. The conclusions found an abuse of power by the Spanish government for political purposes and suggested that the Spanish Home Affairs Minister was aware of the operation. All parties but the one in government backed these conclusions. Yet, unlike what the Catalan Parliament is considering, they did not take them to court.
It's been 12 days since terrorists killed 16 people in Barcelona and Cambrils, and the Rambla that became an improvised memorial to the victims is slowly returning to normal. The Barcelona City Council started to remove the candles, flowers, letters, paintings and even teddy bears that people spontaneously brought to this famous boulevard. Cleaning services worked all night and until Tuesday morning alongside a team of experts to make sure that some of the most relevant items are documented and join a permanent collection to remember the August 17th terror attacks and their victims. Soon after the attacks, La Rambla regained its special and colourful atmosphere, in line with the Catalan capital that is one of the most bustling cities in the world. In fact, this summer, Catalonia has celebrated life as it always does, with more than 250 music festivals. Now the season is almost over, but bear with us because if you are visiting these days, you still have a chance to listen to some live music outdoors.
Summer is coming to an end and so is the festival season. Catalonia has celebrated around 250 music festivals this summer, reaching every corner of the country. Warm summer nights with a sea breeze freshening up the air, hot summer days on the beach or in the mountains covered in vineyards give Catalonia the ideal conditions to be the land of summer festivals. It has indeed been difficult to find an excuse for not laying back with a cold glass of wine or headbanging in the first row in one of the many festivals celebrated over the summer. The assorted festivals in Catalonia attract a total of 1.5 million visitors each year, many of them from abroad. In both Primavera Sound and Sonar in Barcelona, more than half of the guests were foreigners this year. Many of them enjoyed both music and weather.
I like that it has a lot of great artists and cool people and great atmosphere. So yeah, it's a nice festival to come here and get some sun early in the year.
Primavera Sound, Sonar and Cruïlla sound familiar to most music lovers, and just this year they attracted 380,000 attendees overall. The three festivals have all beaten their record assistance this summer. Jamiroquai, Pet Shop Boys, Björk, Bon Iver and Arcade Fire are just some of the international artists who have played at this year's big festivals in Barcelona. But successful Catalan groups also made it onto the posters, evidencing the big and diverse scene in Catalonia. But summer festivals in Catalonia go far beyond Barcelona. One of the best established festivals, Cap Roig, closed its season last week with a record number of attendees. Almost 50,000 people enjoyed some of the world's best musical artists in the open air, looking out on the Mediterranean Sea and the Costa Brava. The festival season is coming to an end, but this weekend you still have the chance to enjoy some of the best Catalan and Spanish artists at the Festival Acústica in northern Catalonia.
Thank you so much.
Amazing music to our first show. We'll be back here in Catalan News tomorrow with more information about what's going on in Catalonia. Thank you for watching, but before we go, let me introduce you to one of Catalonia's wildest, most irreverent and least controllable traditions, the Yakalada de Cervera, celebrated last weekend. Enjoy and see you tomorrow.